Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Godma casting yet another casual game between myself and my 2 vs 2 partner Spliffy. So here is Spliffy in the top right corner playing as the yellow Protoss. I'm going to be facing all the way across this very short brush distance of Steps of War into my base, which is inhabited by myself, Spiffy, as the green Zerg. And here, just to give you guys a frame of reference, we were kind of forced to just play this casual 1 vs 1 after we lost so many 2 vs 2 ladder games. We really had a bad day. We also were a little bit out of practice as we were kind of rusty, so basically, yeah, we lost a lot of 2 vs 2 ladder games. We were kind of discouraged, so I'm saying, you know what, let's just go back to our roots and try to have fun as we play each other. Nothing wrong in that, and there's no shame in that. Always important to remember too, if you guys are intimidated by the highly competitive nature of Starcraft 2 or just Battle.net in general, keep in mind that Blizzard games do well to encourage just friendly, casual, laid-back games in the sense that you can always still play with your friends, and you don't need to be super pro or super mathematical to try to win games. So yeah, there is no local area network. So no LAN gameplay coming in from Starcraft 2 when it's released. That has been announced, and there is a lot of controversy about that, but still Battle.net has made it very accessible to play with your friends, so don't forget to do that when the game is released. Just, yeah, try to play with your buddies if you find yourself losing ladder games a lot. So right now, Spliffy sends in the scouting probe. I right-click my drone onto it to just follow it around, make sure it's not making any proxied pylons or anything too radical like that. I've got these overlords also coming out just to give Kerrigan some extra vision. Second gateway coming in, so probably he's not going to be rushing to any tech. He's not spending his chrono boosts at all. As you can see, his energy here is capped to 100, but these 2 probes are going to chase away this drone, and yeah, he's probably going to be just investing in infantry. I have 2 early extractors, sort of an unorthodox move, as Zerg doesn't need their gas as early as some other races, and also instead of getting these extractors I could have gotten a second hatchery perhaps, but that's what I have chosen to do, probably because I want to jump to layer tech pretty quick, as I may plan on doing that after my Birth Queen comes out. There's a chrono boost on his gateway as he realizes that he hasn't been spending it at all, and it is now down to 13. There's the chrono boost tooltip. It simply makes buildings operate at an accelerated state. There's the queen in all of her beauty with her sort of tentacled dreadlocks streaming out the back of her head there. I think it's a pretty nice model. It was I like the queen. I think it was a good change to the sequel. There's my second hatchery, a little bit later than I would have liked, getting that hatchery at about 20 or 21 food. And I choose to put it not at my natural position here, but sort of in a more concealed area of the map up here on this high ground. I'm not sure how I got that drone over there. I must have gone all the way around. Yeah, I went all the way around up this ramp. I do take down these destructible rocks earlier, or later in the game I should say, just to allow easier access to my forces and drones to get to this area. Going back over to the Protoss spectrum, he is only making 1 probe, but meanwhile I'm getting the speed boost for Zerglings, increasing my supply, as well as, yeah, just finishing the production on that hatchery. Sending this particular overlord to this section of the map where there's lots of fog of war. I don't really expect to see any hidden expansions from Spliffy, just because I know he doesn't like to expand, but sending this overlord out anyway, just to sort of create some muscle memory in my gameplay, if you will. Really just to kind of make a habitual thing out of overlord scouting. So there's my hatchery coming up, immediately making that drone. It couldn't hurt to transfer some drones over there. Yeah, I'm just doing that now, sending 2 drones over to my new expansion. Also pumping Zerglings right now, as I know that that speed boost is going to be finishing, and you can see the queen defecating that creep tumor onto that creep, going to be expanding the amount of creep that I have so that my Zerg forces are able to move more quickly across the map. Pretty conventional play here from Spliffy. He's got these 2 zealots guarding his choke, a pretty nice choke too, if I do say, and also some nicely positioned photon cannons away from the front line, and also watching over this high ground. So even if I was to test his front door with these speedlings, with those wings allowing them to move faster, I'm fairly certain that I won't be able to break that front door anytime soon. So instead, I'm assigning these Zerglings to use destructible rocks just to make a superior creep highway to my natural expansion here, or my first expansion anyway. I have this extractor up with no drones mining from it, so that's a mistake on my part. Sending this queen out over here from some reason, I probably want to be making more creep tumors. But there's my lair. If I was a superior player, I'd be using my overlords more to drop creep around the map, but I'd probably do that later in the game as I'm just a little bit slow with that. Looking back over at the Protoss, he's got 2 stalkers in play now. Warp gates are almost finished on his cybernetics core, and he has nothing going for him on this forge. But yeah, he's sending the scouting probe and he wants to see what's going on. He's going to see these speedlings, so he's probably going to counter them pretty easily. And he's just going to walk into my base. He's going to see the lair tech. He's going to see the Hydralisk den going up if he's lucky. No, actually, he didn't see the Hydralisk den, so that is a bonus for me. These destructible rocks with 100 HP going to be going down pretty quickly, allowing my drones easier access to that base. Yeah, you can also see I have a lot of creep tumors here, not spaced out ideally, but my point was that I do have a lot of creep tumors, yeah, but I could be making a better creep highway if I was using these overlords to generate creep, as there's no reason not to do that because they're just sitting around and idling anyway. Just to be clear, overlords, in order for them to generate creep, they need to be stationary, so as long as you toggle generate creep, which the hotkey for that is G, and I think to stop doing it, it's C. Yeah, you can, it doesn't actually show up in replays, but I'm pretty sure it's C. I now actually have just toggled that on these 3 overlords. I'll probably control group these into my Zerglings just to try to give them a constant bonus speed wherever possible. But yeah, just to reiterate, overlords will generate creep as long as you toggle it and as long as they are stationary. In come these Hydralisks now, which are going to make a pretty threatening army with a combination of these speedlings. And although